to my channel, Not Afraid to Garden. I feel like I've been gone for so long. I was away actually for the Christmas holiday. So I am back and I'm excited to be back. And today's episode is about a plant that I just discovered. I didn't even know this plant existed. So I went to my local Home Depot big box store and I found I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, a Monstera Cobra. I never even knew this existed, guys. Again, I've never seen one before. I've never seen one on TV. I've never seen anyone talk about it at all. So this is a Monstera Cobra and I had to have it. So I brought her home. And when I picked her up, again, she's in this gorgeous white glass container. And the soil is like a peat moss and soil, very light soil. So she looks very healthy. Aside from this leaf that it has on here, it wasn't that yellow when I purchased her, but I'm going to cut that off. She is gorgeous. So of course I had to bring her home. So I brought her home, and guess what's the first thing that I did when I brought her home? I propagated her because, again, everything I get my hands on, I try to propagate as much as I can. So I did propagate her. I only found one node available to propagate her, and that's what I did. And I placed her in this white container in here. And as you guys can see, this plant reminds me of a Thai constellation with the leaves, with the way the variegation is. Now the only difference, again, the Thai constellation has the leaves with the rigid leaves on there. I'll show you what that looks like. But the amazing variegation that this plant has. So I was able to propagate it. So I have another copy of her here. And I'm searching for another node because I want to propagate her in perlite. So I had this perlite already sitting in water for a little bit already. So it is nice and moist. So I do want to propagate her in this perlite. If you guys have seen other videos that I've made, I've got plenty of my plants in LECA. And again, it's a very lightweight clay that absorbs the water and it provides that water to them in a more slower way. And it's less watering and cleaner than the soil. So what I'm going to do today, I've got a couple of things here, and I even have my neem oil because I want to show you how, again, I clean the leaves for my plant here. This is the concentrate neem oil, and I'm going to show you how I use that. But the first thing I want to do is let me clear some of this stuff here. I haven't gotten to the neem oil yet, so we'll do that. Now, I do have a little container here with warm water, and I'm going to use the napkin with the neem oil to be able to wipe this down, but I'm going to do that in a little bit, not yet, once I'm done. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to find how to get another piece of this gorgeous Monstera Cobra. So I am going to, and by the way, guys, I found this lovely aluminum tray at the flea market. That was weeks ago. Look how gorgeous that is. Very lightweight aluminum with the handles, so I can use it for the plants. I'm waiting for the summertime just to put it outside, maybe serve some tea with the teacups and the tea container on here, teapot. I think that's gonna look beautiful. But let's get to this plant. I do want to, let's start off, I wanna cut this. Be very careful again, guys, when you guys are cutting. Again, these leaves, make sure that, first of all, I did clean my scissors already with alcohol, but go down as far as you can that you see that yellow leaf and then just snip it. There it is. So that is gone. Look how beautiful that looks now. Now again, so I have this, this is a container within a container. So here it is. put that on the side there. And now let's see how I can open this. I may not have to take the whole plant out. Let me see if it'll kind of wiggle its way out. Oh, yes it is. And I'm going to use this tray here. I've got good roots in here, as you guys can see. Let's take a closer look in here. And these roots look fantastic. And what I want to do is, I want to kind of work my way in there a little bit. I know I'm spilling out a little bit on the floor, but we'll get that later. Actually, what I am going to do, I don't want to make a large mess. So let's put this on the floor and pick this up here. Let's do this. Okay. All right. So I want to work my way in here. As you guys can see, these roots are really nice. This soil is so moist, and look at the roots all the way up here. So it looks like I can grab a piece of the plant up here. So I think I want to see. Oh, look how easy this is. This is too easy. Look at this. So I already had a plant here. Is that gorgeous? Look at these roots. Look at the end of these roots. They're growing in really nice. Perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wash these roots in a few minutes. And that's the only thing I'm going to propagate, just the only piece from there. It's almost undisturbed. So I'm going to put it right back into that green container that it had. I'm going to pick up the rest of this soil and just put it around it. Because I didn't disturb the roots, I'm going to, the plant should be fine, continuing to grow with no problem. So it's as if nothing ever happened. All right, so I put the soil right back in here again. I'm tucking it in all the way around. The plant is fine. The plant is good. And you look at her, it's as if nothing ever happened. So here she is. I'm going to just put her to the side here. Now, let's wash this plant because we want to make sure that we take, because she was in soil already, we want to make sure we get all that soil off. Make sure everything is washed off because she is going to be sitting in LECA. And I don't want to mix those two things up. So I just want to clean her up and then I'm going to come back to this. So let me clean off the soil off the roots and I'll be right back. Okay, so I did wash off the plant. So the roots are nice and clean, nice and washed. A little bit that I missed there. But all the soil, everything has been removed. So again, the whole plan is to put her in LECA so that way she can propagate in LECA. LECA is ready. I have my other container. So I'm going to put some of this LECA in here as the base. Just like if you were using soil, you know how you put soil on the bottom first on that base there. And then I'm going to put my Cobra, Monstera Cobra, like halfway there. Make sure all her little roots are in there. Now I'm using a clear container because I want to see how the progress is on her. So I have to put less on the bottom there because I've got a root all the way up here and I want that kind of covered right there. So you see the depths that I brought her down. So she's almost at the level of this flower pot right here. And then what I'll do is I'll put the LECA right on top of those roots. That's simple, guys. LECA is very easy to use. The only thing is it could get a little expensive depending on where you're purchasing your LECA from. This LECA, actually, my sister gave me a whole bag full of LECA. She tried it and she didn't want to use it anymore. I don't know why. But then I also have a friend that also gets me the LECA from Florida, which is cheaper. When she visits Florida at the one of the IKEAs, my sister in Christ from our church, LECA. So I want to thank her for that. So most of my LECA that I'm using on my plants, I do get it from her. So I want to thank her for that. Actually, she brought me 2 bags, I think it is. So I'm waiting to see her so that way I can get the LECA and continue to propagate in LECA. So as you can see, I did cover everything up in LECA. So the last root that I have is up here. And I just put those the little place right on top of there. But look how beautiful she looks here. Okay. I'm going to put the rest of the LECA on here. And then my container is now empty. I have holes on the bottom. LECA, you always want the holes on the bottom. You don't want it for that water to sit there. And now I'm pouring the water right over the LECA here. And it's going to drain on the bottom. And I'm going to leave on there probably water to cover enough, maybe a quarter of a way. It's probably going to come up to here, which it does, as you guys can see in here. And again, it's only covering a quarter of the way. And there she is propagated in here. So as you guys now can see, I have her in soil with perlite here. And this one was the one that had the node hanging out. I was able to cut her off with no problem. This one, as you guys saw, I did have to go in and take it out directly from the roots, but she looks beautiful here. And now my next step is I'm going to use the neem oil to clean those leaves. First, I'm going to wipe her down because I did wash her to take that soil off. Let me take advantage and do this. I've got warm water here, and then I've got my neem oil. Now I've got the concentrated neem oil. I ordered this through Amazon, and all I do is, this is kind of a little pasty. Unless you have it somewhere a little bit warm, it will kind of melt down, as you guys can see. I'm not gonna wipe her with it completely that way. I'm afraid that her roots may burn, so I do water it down quite a bit to do that. As you guys can see. And now I just wipe her down like this. And when she dries up, she'll stay nice and shiny. That's how I get these shiny leaves on my plants. And I do this I want to say maybe every 2 months, only because I don't have more time to be able to do this more often. So that's how I actually wipe that down. And then here is the mother plant. So let's wipe down a couple of her leaves because I haven't wiped her down since I purchased her. And that way you can see the difference. It's like when we take a bath, you know, don't we feel better and we look better, right? So the same thing for these leaves. They're dusted. Sometimes they collect so much dust throughout the house. So if you take a couple of minutes and you just wipe them down with a little bit of neem oil, that's what works for me. Again, you guys can, there's other stuff out there. I haven't used anything else. Neem oil is the only thing I've used, and it seems to work for me. So look at these leaves. I'm going to show you in a minute what they look like completely after the neem oil. And I think this plant is a fast grower because, again, this was not, it wasn't so further up, this high up here when I purchased her. And I've had her, I want to say, it's been 2 weeks now since I've been back. 2 weeks, so I've had her for 2 weeks, and in 2 weeks she's managed to grow in these new leaves here. So she is a fast grower. Make sure that you give her a pot enough that she is going to grow quite a bit and she won't be kind of restricted. I'm going to wipe just wipe down just a little bit of the excess water that it has that way. And there it is. She is done. So again, I have the Monstera Cobra, and just to prove to you that it is that Monstera Cobra, this is the tag that she came with. If I can pick it up here. Okay, a little difficult to kind of pick this up here. Okay, here it is. Okay, Monstera Cobra. There she is, okay? And again, I didn't know that Monstera Cobra existed, but here she is. Let's get a closer look at those leaves, and just so you see what the that neem oil does, and how, again, look at the shyness on those leaves. You guys see that? Look at that. And that's the difference that it makes. And again, with the rest of her, look at the variegation on this leaf. Look at that. I'm hoping that one day she'll give me just one white leaf. We'll see. And this one has a lot of variegation on there too. Look at that. Beautiful. I'm going to keep an eye on her leaves as she continues to grow. So that's it, guys. That's it for my video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, if you guys happen to visit one of those big box shopping stores, Lowe's, Home Depot, Ace Hardware, I know they carry a lot of plants also. Try to see if you can find your Monstera Cobra, so that way you guys can add it to your Monstera collection. I do have the Monstera Deliciosa. This one, I have the Rhaphidophora tetrasperma, which is also one of the Monsteras. And again, these plants grow really quickly, and they're beautiful to add to your collection. So, and again, grow it either in LECA or grow it in soil. And those are my two methods that I have for now. So as you guys can notice that I am in my living room, but it's not yellow anymore. So we decided to change the color, kind of tone it down a little bit. I did like the yellow, I have to admit. It was nice and bright, but we toned it down just so it can have some that earth tone colors. So if you guys look around, we have new furniture. We now have a shelving unit, which I put my aglaonemas here. I am looking for the snow white aglaonema, so that will be next on my list. And some of the hardy cyclamen that I have here. And my philodendron albo. Look how gorgeous this plant is in the variegation. It's in LECA also, and I've got a new leaf coming in. And then again, we have newer furniture, so now we don't have the sectional any longer, but we do have a sofa bed, so it does open up, and in the evenings, usually Friday nights, we open it up so we can watch a good movie there, and we stay here. Again, larger ottoman, so that way it matches the living room, and our huge clock that we have, because this wall is so big that we needed to find something enough that it was going to cover that entire wall. So we found this. We did get the furniture from Ashley Furniture, the wall unit, the sofas, the ottoman, and the clock. And we also got the, let me reach back here. Our lamp. And I've had my, oh my goodness, my mind just went blank. My bird of paradise back here, growing back here. So it is nice just to have now this lamp back there. So yeah, so we have, again, not new space, but new furniture, and we're just enjoying this room so much. So thank you again, guys. Thank you again for visiting my channel. If you've just visited for the first time, thank you. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification so that way you can be notified of the next videos that are coming next. And then if you're a returning subscriber, thank you again for coming back. So I will catch you guys on the next video next week, and hope you guys enjoy your weekend.